My name's Brandon, and this is Team Brohas.
Jeff, this is Brohas. I don't know why I said that.
Hi, I'm Taryn. Hi, this is Jen.
Hi, I'm Angie.
Hey! I'm Brennan. We're going to be doing conservation of momentum with football tackles.
Hi, my name's Angie Traverso and I'm here with Taryn Bean and Jen Stone. Thank you for joining us on the Brohas Sport Report. Today we're going to be talking about this week's football. This is a big week for football, especially the game against SDSU and USC.
Huh. That's for sure. SDSU took some hard hits in their game today, resulting in 4 injuries and 1 fatality.
Alright, let's go ahead and cut to the first quarter, where Brendan Young and Jeff Ramirez had an elastic.
On our show today we have Brennan Lackey, a physicist, to help us calculate exactly what happened during these collisions. Lackey, what are we seeing here?
Okay, well, Young, with a mass of about 68 kilograms, went about 7.3 meters per second. Glided head-on with Ramirez, who weighs about 91 kilograms, and went about 6.3 meters per second. This is where Young suffered his injury. It wasn't on the actual collision, it was after he bounced back and hit his shoulder.
Wow, how fast was he going when he bounced back?
Well, if we guess that Ramirez was going about 2 meters per second after, then we can figure out how fast he was going when he hit his shoulder using the conservation of momentum.
What's that?
I'm going to break down how Young hurt himself in the first quarter. Young, weighing in at 68 kilograms, going with an initial velocity of 7.3 meters per second, hits Ramirez, who weighs 91 kilograms, with an initial velocity of 6.3 meters per second. What we're going to try to find is the final velocity for Young after collision, so we know exactly how hard Ramirez hit on the scale, on a certain scale. So this is what's happening before the collision. Young's traveling in this direction and Ramirez is traveling in this direction, both at different velocities and both with different weights. And during the collision, here's the collision drawn out for you. And after the collision, what we're trying to find is velocity finds for Young. So we know that momentum is always conserved, so we can use equation where both sides equal each other, initial and final. And plug in our numbers here. And since it's in the negative direction, we're traveling in the opposite direction. The other, we have a negative 6.3 meters per second here. We bring this over here, derive from this, and then we get negative 3.8 meters per second after the collision.
Yes, and even after suffering this hit, Young got himself into more trouble in the second half when he collided again with Ramirez.
Alright, so this is what happened. I tackled Brandon Young. He weighs 68 kilograms and he's going at a speed of 10 meters per second. I weigh 91 kilograms and I'm going at 10 meters per second as well. Now when I tackled him, this was an inelastic collision and our masses combined. Momentum is mass times velocity, and it's going in the positive direction. We're trying to find the final velocity. So after all of these calculations, the final velocity ends up being 1.45 meters per second.
I hear Young was actually rushed to the hospital after this one.
What a pity.
Yeah, he actually died in the emergency room. What happened, Lackey?
Well, Young again, with a mass of 68 kilograms, was going about 10 meters per second and glided head-on with Ramirez, who was 91 kilograms and going 10 meters per second. After the collision, an inelastic one, because Ramirez bear-hugged Young, They were going pretty fast and headed straight for the ground. Young was squashed. He actually died.
How sad. Young's dead.
Squished poof.
Anyway, there was another hit during the game worth mentioning.
Yes, between Ramirez and the small but tough Burrito.
Was 52 kilograms, going 10 meters per second, collided with Ramirez at 91 kilograms, going 5 meters per second. But in this case, Bean was going straight up, and Ramirez going to the right. So there was an angle and a magnitude of momentum.
Momentum is conserved and is a vector with the components of the momentum in the x and y direction. Okay, in this collision we have little Burrito hitting Ramirez again. And in this case it's different than the other two cases because they weren't colliding a head-on collision. This is different. The little Burrito is going in the y direction and Ramirez is going in the x direction. So in this case what we're going to try to find is the magnitude and the angle of the momentum after the collision. Okay, so first we have to find the x and y components of both of the momentums. So Burrito is going in the y direction and not in the x direction, so we neglect this calculation. And then Ramirez was going only in the y direction, or only in the x direction and not the y direction, so that equals 0. So basically these are the only two measurements we need. We need the Burrito's weight times her velocity, and Ramirez's weight times his velocity, and this actually gives us the two components for our final momentum.
Mass times volume initial plus mass times volume initial equals the total mass times velocity.
So doing the Pythagorean theorem, we get the square root of the sum of these to get the final magnitude of the momentum, which is 31.22 kilometers times meters per second. And these are our two components for this angle right here. So in order to get the angle, we have to get the tangent of the two x and y components, which is over here. And so that would be the tangent of 455 over 520. And that gives us the angle after the collision, which was an angle of 61.2 degrees.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
end of the movie.
Done.
So
Turn it
bye.
off.
Yep.
Bye.
Turn it off.
Peace
I'm
out.
serious.
Get out of here.
Have a good holiday. We have physicist Brennan Lackey here to help us calculate what happened in this collision. Lackey, tell us what happened.
All right. We're young with the mass of about 68 kilograms. Went about 7.3 meters per second and collided head-on with Ramirez. Hey, stay on the camera.
He's like licking it off my boob.
Hey. All right. He weighs about 91 kilograms, 0.3 meters per second. Where is Young's?
Oh, my knee. My knee hit his knee. All before in sports. I know what injuries feel like. Oh, fuck.
What was that?
It's really hot. Sun is really hot. AstroTurf is making it worse. Shouldn't have went black.